Yeah, it's tough to come in and see this every day. I won't lie. Andrew's ready to work, right? You ready to work?
No.
No, you cold?
Yeah.
Cold, sleepy, waiting for Dad. It's pretty wild to see, but we're starting to get all the motors out. Trying to move everything around. That was the old Cabover that we used to have. There's our old boxes. It's rough. See this every day. Stay back there, buddy. There's a motor me and Devin were putting together. That was a whole truck, and now it's gone. It's definitely tough. It's crazy. This is how it is. But we got plans to rebuild. So this is what I feel the worst about. This and then Devin's Mustang. Devin's Mustang's freaking fried. That's Dad's motorcycle, a bunch of boxes. All our boxes are fried and melted. No tools. All our stuff. Oh, there's Devin's Mustang melted. This is the truck I was working on. I was doing head gaskets on. Now it's just completely melted inside. It's just gone. All of it. It sucks showing up here. It's like, what am I even gonna do today? And it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work over there. That's whatever, but it just sucks. But as soon as Dad gets here, we'll get to work. Now everybody shows up to work. I don't know who that is. Service truck is just so sweet. Look at that thing. It wasn't cool. All right, what we doing, Andrew? Loading up boats. All right, finally putting the old Duramax to the test. I haven't hauled a boat with you. I just put a Kurt Class 5 hitch on it. And I'm gonna see what she's got. Gotta move that volunteer truck. And then we'll hook this boat up. Alright, so far, this thing's not pulling very bad at all. I really thought with this boost leak, it would pull worse than it is. It's got track bars and airbags on the rear end. So, I guess it was kind of made to pull. Like whoever had it last probably used it a lot for pulling. And honestly, it's really sturdy. Like, I haven't used this thing for pulling like at all, ever. And I just threw this hitch on there, and now it's, man, I'm actually really impressed. Andrew, should we sell it? Should we trade it?
I don't really like it because it doesn't have that power.
You don't think it has the power?
No.
I think it has power. You don't think it has the power?
No, like how it's pulling the boat.
It's pulling the boat just fine. I'm going 50 right now, up a hill. Pulling it just fine. You don't think it pulls good?
No.
Wow.
Maybe it's the bumper.
Maybe it's the bumper. Yeah, the bumper is kind of janky. All right, back to the shop. What are we doing?
Placed all the wheel seals and placed the bearings in this and just had metal in it.
We placed the bearings in the hub.
Yeah, and we transferred the axles from grease bearings to pull. So first, when you take it off, I've already put a new seal in this bearing right here. This is what I do. So you would take this, I'm gonna shove it in there because it's dirty, and then you would hit that bearing.
One in there? Yeah.
And that would knock the seal out. You're not gonna hurt the bearing. Get the bearing out. And then seal will pop out, put a new seal in there. Make sure you put the bearing in before you knock the seal in. Because you can't put the bearing in after you put the seal in. That's it. But that replace the front bearing because the race is bad. Here it is. Put it right there. Put it there. One trip to California and this tire will probably would have fell off.
Jeez.
So, the new race in, usually how I knock them in is you take the old race and you put it over the top of the new race and then you just hit it in. So like hit it, like you know, alternate it. Push it right over. And that right there's the seal.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna wipe it off. But you knock the seal in, you get like a big board or something, put it over it, and it's gotta go in straight. With this right here, rotate. Whatever. It won't seal.
Okay.
But it will seal. But now let's go spread out some brake cleaner and then stick it on.
So knock the bearing out. Knocks the seal out. Put the bearing back in.
Get the bearing.
Yeah.
Push the seal out. And then you're gonna put the bearing back in after you clean it up. And then put the seal on after. And then that's in, that ain't gonna go nowhere. And then you just slide it on and put the front bearing in after. It's not hard, it's pretty easy. It's complicated.
Alright. He said it's pretty heavy. It was. I just picked it up. It kind of sucked. We're gonna throw this hub on. He said you bear hug it, slip it on, and bolt it up. Pretty easy?
Yeah.
Alright, here you go. Let's see how easy it is.
Just watch your fingers on the back dude. Because that brake slides in here. Yeah, big man. Usually as soon as you get it over the brakes, easy. I could give you a hand with this, but you know, I did the last 3 myself. Watch your finger.
Alright, I'm just trying to figure out this one.
Just stick your head over it and bear hug it. Ooh, look at there. Not too bad. Pretty good. Look at you go. Now take a bearing, shove it in there. And then this. No. There you go. Look at you go. Now you gotta thread this on. You make sure this little tab is facing out, because you'll see in a minute. There you go. Thread it on there as far as you can get it. Make sure that tab's out. There you go. Let him go. Then let's see if I can. Ooh, dang! I'm get that. Then tighten that. Let's put it at 250. You're supposed to spin it. Like when you get it at 250, spin it, and then torque it to 250. You know what I mean? And make sure it says 250. Set the bearings.
Same thing.
No, but there's no point of rushing it.
Trying to waste time?
Yeah. That pry bar I stuck in between the one of the jigs. Hang on a second, back it off. This is how I usually turn it. Put it in there. Turn it. And turn it. And then you're gonna, this is gonna go first, right here. This is gonna go, there's a little notch in it right there. So you slide it on, see where that keyhole is right there, and then you got that notch. See how that goes in.
That's a lock ring, right?
And if that doesn't work, then you can always just flip it around. Usually it works. Oh wait, no. Alright, you're gonna have to tighten it a little bit more. There she is. See how it slid in?
Pretty cool.
And take this. It's got a little notch in it too. That slides on. And you got the nut that holds it all together. And you start spinning it. Then you get this thing just about as tight as you can get it, but not too tight as you can get it. So just pretty snug. And then you bend these tabs over, and that holds the nut in place.
All right, so the next part is literally just putting this cap on. There's the nuts we just torqued. So just putting this cap on. Got a little felt gasket that goes there, and you just bolt it down like normal. Any other thing. Pretty cool. But the only thing I've ever done is helicopter maintenance, and I just now started working on tires because I was a skid kid. We're gonna tighten that down first. We're gonna slide the wheel and then do it. But yeah, my old brother Devin. Y'all know him. But it's crazy to work with him, and like he's only 18. This dude can do anything on a semi that you can imagine.
Almost.
I've yet to see something that you have not been able to do. It makes me feel like really dumb sometimes when I'm like, how do you do this? And he's like, what do you mean? It's super easy. I'm like, bro, you gotta like, picture me as just a brand new person that's never even like barely seen these things.
All right, so these older trailers, what they do is, see how it says an L on it right there?
Yeah.
The L. This stud has an L on it too. So this is a left-handed thread. So you're gonna turn it left to tighten it. Because it's on the left side of the trailer. It's a left-handed thread.
See, that's some stuff that I wouldn't even thought about.
Yeah, and the right side is like a normal bolt, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. The left side is lefty-tighty, righty-go. But
opposite.
Not all trailers are like this. It's just if you see an L on the stud, just know it's directional, whatever you call it.
It's definitely cool to learn. And when you're learning it from your older brother, it makes it even better. Yeah, I literally taught this kid how to jump off waterfalls and like how to swim. There's so many things that I've taught Devin, and now he's teaching me how to work on semis. This kid used to come up when he was like 11 to my house in Virginia, and you remember those days? I don't think you were 11. You were what, 13?
Oh, let's say about 15.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get him out to California, but his mom would never let him come up because it's so far away. But finally I moved to where I could just drive down, get him, drive back up. Dude, how many trips did we do to Virginia? Probably like 4 or 5. You remember when we drove that Ranger down?
Yeah. Remember when we went, it was like a 4-hour drive?
Oh, we went to that racetrack. Dude, we went to a racetrack. I taught him how to ride motorcycles on the track. So like legit like dragging knee and stuff like that. And this kid was like so excited. I bought him a little 250 for $1,000, and I took him to my little cul-de-sac and we did circles, and I taught him how to like his body position and everything he's supposed to know before you get on the track. He already knew how to ride a dirt bike, so it's pretty much the same thing. You know, it's just a little bit different on the road, but got him out there, and this kid was like crushing it on his first day, passing 1,000s on a 250. It was insane. And they were going to bump him up to B group. They're like, yo, if you come back for another track day, we'll put you from C group to B group. C group is a beginner, and B group is like a little faster pace, and you can actually pass people. And Devin was getting bumped to B on his second track day. It was just incredible. But COVID hit. That kind of canceled all those plans. And then now he's crushing it on the mountains, but yeah, those are good times. Definitely good times. So now he pretty much does all the maintenance on all the semis.
We're going to alternate these because these will crack. There's been several that have cracked. If you don't alternate them, they will crack.
But me and Devin are going to let these things fill up and then keep refilling them until they're good. That way this trailer can go get loaded. Welcome back to another video. Unfortunately, it's freaking raining. Has been all weekend. So I haven't been able to do anything to the Cabover that is actually of use to anything. Went up there and looked at it. I need to jack it up, which it's in the mud, so I can't jack it up. I need to, there's a whole bunch of things. Like, I guess Timmy said the jacking mechanism for the cab is actually broken because it got stuck and they were trying to move it and then it ended up bending and breaking. So I guess that's broken. So I got to figure out a way to get that working, which maybe that'll be the first thing I do to it in order to get it, just get some work done to it. I hate, like, I keep staring at it, and I can't do anything to it because it's just stuck up there in the mud, and it keeps raining, so we can't get a truck up there to hook up to it to pull it down here. We got to chamber the brakes, we got to do all this and this and that in order to get it working, and in order to get it moving, which it's tough. So I didn't realize how ugly I was, so that's a good thing too. I usually wear a hat. I don't really record without hats on most of the time. Yeah, I got a haircut finally for the first time since I got out in October, and I forgot how good it feels to actually get a haircut. I know a bunch of you're veterans. When you get out, like, you grow your hair out. I couldn't do it. I lasted what 4 months, 3 months, and then I was like, yo, I gotta cut my hair. Like, I can't stand it. But like when April rolls around, then we're gonna be looking to buy a house. So unfortunately, this Cabover is gonna be, obviously it's gonna be expensive. Like, there's the engine kit's probably gonna be $3,000. Then if I want to rebuild the motor, the engine kit's gonna be $3,000 at least. The head, I found a head for $3,000, so that's another $3,000. That's $6,000. And then I'm pretty sure there's not injectors in there, so that's going to be hefty. It needs a valve cover, it needs an oil pan. And I think it might just be, like, for the sake of building it and making it last, it'd be really good to rebuild it. But for the sake of money, which unfortunately I'm not loaded, so for the sake of money and time, I think it might be a better idea just to buy a motor. Like, just thinking of everything it's gonna need, I don't have all of that. And I'm not gonna ask him for anything. I don't wanna ask anybody for anything. Like, if I build this thing, it's gonna be because I built it myself. I don't want anything to come from anyone. I want it all to be my money, my time, my hands, maybe a little bit of help taking bolts out, putting bolts in, just, you know, normal stuff. But if it gets built, which it's going to, then I want it to be because I built it myself. And that's the main thing I want to go for. I don't want someone being like, hey man, here's some money to go buy a motor, or here's some money to here's some free injectors, or here's free this, here's free that. Like, I want it to be like, dang dude, you did all that yourself, and you know, now it's running, and it's all on me. So what I've been wanting to do is just come up here and start working on it. Like, literally every day, it's all I think about. So what can I do to get up here and start working on it? What can I do? But hey, there's not much I can do because it's where it's at. I'm gonna get attacked by these cows in about 2 seconds. These cows gonna attack me or what? These attack cows? Are these attack cows? They're not? Oh man. Yep, see this? Just, I don't know if you can see it. It's freaking slop. Mud. It's gross. It's not that big a deal, but I'd love to be able to come up here and just do some maintenance and thing. Like, just start ripping stuff off. Because this truck means a lot to me. It means a lot to everyone on my channel, actually. Like, I didn't realize it, but a lot of you guys have actually taken like a really personal, it means something to you. And I've had a few people message me privately, and then a few in the comment section, just talk about like what this means to you guys, like on a personal level. And that means a lot to me. Like this truck to me was just like, oh, this is really cool. This is my way into the trucking business, you know, like trucking and get my CDL, learning how to drive and learning how to do everything and making money to support my family. And this is my way into owner operating. That way, you know, like I didn't have to go buy a $1,000 billion truck and then struggle paying the payments and all that. And that was, you know, that was really cool of Timmy to be like, here you go, you know, here's your way in. But what I didn't take into account is kind of what this meant to a lot of people out there that watch Timmy's channel, that watch my channel. And it kind of hit home for me. Like when I had some people, you know, send me private messages on Facebook talking about their brother or their dad or even their sisters that went into war, went into Iraq, Afghanistan, stuff like that, and they never came home. And this truck is going to be something that I want to dedicate to all the families out there and to all the veterans and the service members that are active duty, that are not active duty, that are struggling in their daily life. What I want to do is I want to dedicate this to you. Like this is the Marine Cabover, and it is the Marine Cabover because I'm a Marine. I take pride in that, but this is I really want to call this the Armed Services Cabover. Like it is the Marine Cabover to me, and it always will be. And to all the Marines out there, this is the Marine Cabover. But what I want to call this is a dedication to all the service members out there, Cabover. So the Armed Services Cabover is what I want to call it. We'll find out. We'll figure out an actual name, like a legit name. We'll put on the back of it, and we'll call it that. But for all intents and purposes, this is dedicated to all the service members out there and all the service members' family that don't get to see their family member anymore because they went to war and they just didn't come back, which really breaks my heart. I have a lot of friends that I served with that they didn't make it home. I didn't go into combat. I didn't do anything that you could consider like badass or anything like that you would be like, oh man, that's a Marine. But I did see people struggle with their internal mental issues and take their own life. And that's something that I take very serious. And it hurts my heart to hear, you know, families that either lost their family member in combat or, you know, by taking their own life. Because a lot of people don't understand what we go through. And that's just something that we keep to ourselves. But to all of you out there, this is for you. And I'm going to do everything I can to make this the most sweet, like, amazing truck that I could possibly make it. And you have my word, and I'm going to do everything I can to do that. So tomorrow, me and Dad are going to come up here, and we're going to go through it as best we can. So you can see there's horse crap, there's cow crap. The cows come over here and do whatever they want with it. Yeah, it's not in the best shape, which sucks. It's not bad. It's not like the worst thing I've ever seen, but as it sits up here and just rots away, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And I feel like I can see the difference in a week. So me and Dad are definitely going to come up here and figure out everything that's wrong with it that we can get done now, and maybe hopefully figure out a way to get it off this hill. It's not Timmy's fault. He didn't really have another place to put it at the time, and you know, it's just he was waiting for me, and now I'm here, so we got to figure out a way to get it out of here. If it stopped raining, literally it's been raining for a whole entire week, and it's just it's driving me crazy. It sucks. it definitely freaking sucks because just look at it, you can tell like it's getting the green tint to it now that it's been sitting here for a long time. So maybe what I'll come up here, maybe I'll just, the first thing I do to it will be just freaking clean it because it's gross. I might come up here and just give it a good bath and then slowly be able to do something else. Once it dries up, I don't care if I have to do it myself. I'm gonna come up here and drag this thing off this hill and then get it over to the farm. That way I can start really tearing into it. Timmy said when they went to bring it up here, something happened with the cab and he had to force it down, which is why the ratchet strap's on there. So the cab screwed up, like the lowering, raising mechanism. So that sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Like there's light at the end of the tunnel and I can see it. All this stuff is just cosmetic. You know, pull these fender flares off. A lot of people said, why don't you leave them on? This is a me thing. I just don't think these are cool. Aerodynamics, sweet. Save me a couple dollars in fuel, but realistically, I don't like them. I don't think they look good. And I think it'll kind of open up the truck a little bit if I take them off. I'm curious what your guys' opinion is about what I should paint it. This was a YouTube built truck. You know, you guys threw some money into it. You've already invested some of your time watching videos on it and being excited for it. So I think what we can do is, you know, really dedicate this to you. So if you don't think this color is going to be cool, then let me know. What I want to do is